Hey everyone, I'm gonna be reviewing a video called David Beckham Explains His Diet and Workout.
I work out because it makes me feel good. I hope it makes me look good.
Who works out because it makes you feel good? Nobody on this earth. What he probably means is that afterwards, when you're done, you have these endorphins, which are just your body signaling you that you survived this dangerous situation. Your body doesn't understand that you were brainwashed to go and work out, because naturally the only reason you would have so much stress is if you're running away from an animal, you're fighting with an animal, you're in a survival situation, and then once it's done it means you survived, and then you get these chemicals which essentially reward you mentally, but it's obviously because you're done. It's not as if anybody likes the workout, the fighting itself, the survival.
And it's fun. Hi, I'm Dave.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want about working out. The last thing that it is fun. There's no recorded cases, no videos or photos of anybody ever enjoying working out.
Beckham, and I'm here to talk about my approach to my training and nutrition. Let's go.
Yeah, so meat.
We all want to feel healthy. We all want to look.
The reality about David Beckham is simply that he's very good looking. That's it. That's why everybody likes him. He used to be pretty much the best looking football player on earth. And even now, he's like, what, in his 50s, I guess, already? Still, he looks super good. Yeah, that's it. It doesn't matter what advice he gives you about anything. He could say that eating a vegan diet is healthy. That's just a reality. People listen to good-looking people. That's who they take advice from. Whether they are actually right or understand anything is irrelevant. A lot of people are gonna start going to the gym because they see this video just because it's a good-looking guy talking about working out.
Healthy, especially these days, because we talk about health so much more than we did 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah, because of how unhealthy people are today. Exactly.
It's everything. I've always loved to train. Obviously, for 22 years, I intensely worked out every single day. It was my job. Now it's more conditioning and strength work.
Let's actually look up how old he is exactly. Oh, okay, he's almost 50, 49. I do have to say that he looks older than he is. Not crazy much older, but of course most footballers, because of how much they run, all the stress, they always look older. He does have a bit too many wrinkles for 49. Still, looks good, just because he's good looking.
Most importantly, I'm very organized. I wake my daughter up, I take her to school, I come back, I work out, and then I'm in the office. I think it's important for me to make time to train because it makes me feel good and it sets me up for the day. You know, motivation comes from inside, and I stay motivated to set the right example for my kids. I think the fact...
Yeah, that's true. The motivation comes from inside, as in you get manipulated into doing it. It's a sort of brainwashing. It technically comes from the outside in that sense, because you get brainwashed, of course, from the outside, but I get what he means. Actually, on the actual inside, your natural self, your intuition, of course, tells you not to work out.
That they see me in the gym every single day doing something, you know, keeping active. I think that's enough to motivate them, which I'm lucky with that.
By the way, it's not as if he works out like crazy. He has a more or less natural looking body, not like he's some crazy gym goer.
Funnily enough, I used to hate pull-ups. Now I absolutely love pull-ups because I'm better at it. So that's one machine that I actually can't live without, and it's...
Yeah, but no matter how good you are at pull-ups, nobody likes it. Nobody says, oh, I look forward to pulling myself up on a bar for no reason. Just to stress, age myself and create more wrinkles. Your whole body tells you not to do it.
Not complicated, it's a bar. Favorite part of the workout is finishing. No, it's actually not.
It fucking is. Bloody fucking hell, just talk about the truth, mate. we all know what you actually believe, because it's the same for everybody. Come on, man. Yeah, everybody who talks about going to the gym, blah, blah, they always say, I feel good afterwards. Nobody ever says, I feel good during the workout. I like doing it. I like lifting heavy weights or pulling myself up or pushing myself up from the ground. Come on.
Work out with one of my best friends and my wife. So from the moment I start to the moment I finish, I enjoy it. When it's good in the gym and we're both in a good mood, it doesn't get any better than that. The least favorite part of the workout, I actually don't have one. You know, I enjoy to work out, and I think that that's what...
Does he only have one child, by the way? Because he said his daughter before. I don't know. Maybe he has more. He should have made like at least 5 children, more like 10.
It's important. You know, there are tough days and there are challenging days when you do different exercises and you try new things. My go-to playlist in the gym, it varies, to be honest. I go from Mark Anthony, and then I go to Jay-Z, and then I go to Kanye, and then I go to Oasis, and then...
Jay-Z, Kanye. A lot of controversy around those people right now. Whatever. Just saying.
My approach to eating, well, I'm actually a foodie, so I love all kinds of food. There's not many things I don't like. You can always have your cheat day. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want a burger, if you want some chocolate, if you want some crisps, it's all in moderation. I think that's the important part. But I eat virtually everything, and a lot of my friends hate me for it, but my favorite food...
Well, it's better not to completely obsess over what you eat. Not saying that eating chips or seed sludge, which is chocolate, is good for you, obviously. I'm only saying that instead of being on some very specific diet, such as a plant-based diet or whatever, it's gonna take a lot of stress from you if you simply eat what you want to eat. The only problem in this case is that he's eating a lot of unnatural food. As long as you do that with only natural food and you simply eat what you crave, that's ideal. In this case, when you have all of this garbage around you, which is very addicting, you're just gonna stuff yourself full of these seeds, plants, pesticides, anti-nutrients, all kinds of toxins that people don't really understand. They don't think about it. That's the only problem. Still though, better than being on a diet, which is usually just about as bad. Better just than to eat whatever you want to eat, don't stress over it.
It's, you know, I'm an East End boy, so I grew up eating pie and mash and liquor and jelly deals. That really is my favourite food of all.
Interesting. He does have a pretty well-developed face compared to the humans of today. Yeah.
Time. Parsnips. Randomly enough, I don't like parsnip. I grow them in my garden, funnily enough, so it's a bit strange, but parsnips is something that I don't love. Pre-workout, actually I eat breakfast with my daughter every morning before I take her to school, so she has a bagel and cream cheese and cucumber, and I go for...
Bagel, cream cheese and cucumber. Cucumbers just have water and pesticides. The bagel is just grain sludge with pesticides, glyphosate to make her infertile already. A cream cheese is the only good ingredient, but obviously it's pasteurized, very likely. What do you get out of that also? Could be worse, could be cornflakes with skim milk, yeah.
Oatmeal and some berries, and then when I come back I also have a supplement that I've just created, IM8, which is something that we're really proud of. What we've created is something that is simple, and that's really what I...
Man, all of these people with their powders and pills, supplements, instead of just saying eat natural food, but he doesn't even eat it himself or understand what he's supposed to eat. So that's understandable. That's why people are looking for supplements, some kind of alternatives.
I used to go into these pharmacies and I used to see so many different supplements and get so confused and thought, wouldn't it be great if you could have so many of these supplements and ingredients all in one thing? So that's what we've created. I always have a protein shake with a little bit of creatine, coconut water, lots of ice,
Ooh, coconut water. But probably pasteurized, no? Because he lives in the UK. Still, if it was raw, I don't know if you can buy it raw in the UK. It doesn't make much sense. Yeah, that would actually be pretty good.
Bananas, almonds, and then that's it. My go-to coffee order, it changes actually. I have an espresso when I'm in London. When I'm in the countryside, I always have a latte with oat milk. But now my daughter has got me into matcha. Well, my son and daughter have got me into matcha, and my order with...
Oh, he does have more children then. That's cool. At least two, I guess. And matcha is, of course, just the same toxins as from the seeds, the beans, but you get it from leaves that instead, green toxic leaves. Same thing essentially, it's just a neurotoxin. Whether you get it from green leaves or seeds doesn't matter at the end of the day. You can argue that one is less unhealthy than the other. Both are extremely toxic anyway, what does it matter?
That is oat milk, obviously matcha, and a little bit of honey.
Man, all of these modern foods, I wonder how his son looks like with the kind of garbage he feeds these children. Maybe we can look it up. I guess that this is his son. That's the photo I found online. He's not bad looking. He's kind of pretty much just average, maybe slightly above, I'm not sure. Some photos make him look better than others, but how old is he? Because he's already a bit older. He already just looks less developed. He just looks overall also more narrow, smaller. Interesting. It looks like his dad, because of his diet, from what he mentioned before, he grew up on a more typical older British diet, which used to be based more around fish and whatnot. You can just see the difference already. And maybe he will still somewhat grow, but he's already past his puberty, at least right now. I don't know when this photo was taken, but yeah, no, he was already older here also. Interesting, huh? Because the jaw is for sure more narrow, well, the whole skull is also. I don't think that he will grow that much more. Interesting, huh? Just what a different modern diet can do to you. Yeah, of course, because of different genes, he looks different, that's all clear. Although they look somewhat similar. I mean, the eyes are very similar for sure. There's a lot of similarities. But I'm just talking about the whole development of the bones. Just the skull alone being much more narrow and smaller. Yeah, because you see how wide David Beckham's face is. He got a lot of fat-soluble vitamins and minerals as a child. Oh, actually, I found out that he has 4 kids. And he has 3 sons, as far as I understand. Some of them are shorter than him. I don't know if they will still grow. Probably not. And another one is pretty much his height. Yeah, interesting.
Took me back to my childhood. You know, it was one thing being in the kitchen with my mum cooking, and that's really what my love from cooking came from. A classic David Beckham dish. Well, obviously my wife eats differently to me and the kids, so my wife's would always be like a salt-baked fish or a grilled sea bass or something with some avocado and some greens. And mine and the kids would always be, they love Italian food, so I feel that I perfected the ragu. It would be like a bolognese. My favorite food
A bolognese is just grain sludge with a red sauce to imitate raw meat and blood, and then some super overcooked ground meat. You don't really get much out of that. It's a carbohydrate based meal with very few nutrients from the overcooked meat. And not really good for the children.
Grow in the garden. We're growing garlic at the moment. I love garlic, but we've also got tomato.
Oh, you love garlic? Why not just eat the whole clove in it?
Like I said, I'm very lucky. My diet hasn't changed over the last 20, 30, 40 years, in all honesty. Obviously, it was more strict where I played professionally, but I'm still quite strict on, you know, how I eat.
It looks like he also likes his meat somewhat raw. Rare, but it's raw in the middle, of course. Yeah, as I said, the guy has good genetics, obviously, from his ancestors, that's clear. But compared to his children, from the few photos that I saw, he also just looks better than them simply because of what he ate as a child, and what he just mentioned sounds very good in comparison to what people eat today. He got a lot of fat soluble vitamins and minerals from all of the seafood, and that's typically what British people always used to eat, especially the ones that could afford it or had fishers in their family. Whereas today it's just grains, some seed water, vegetables, some super overcooked, I was gonna say meat, well, fish is meat, with breading, and then potatoes. And I lived in the UK for years. People there simply drink and eat seeds all the time, drink as an alcohol, and then they eat some super overcooked meat on the side with beans and toast, some sausages. Yeah, the diets are very bad in the UK. But when he grew up, that must have been in the 80s and 90s, of course, also when he was playing. That's when he still got a lot of the old traditional British foods. It wasn't that bad back then, even though things were already changing. But when you grow up on a typical modern diet, the way his children did, yeah, of course you're going to be pretty malnourished. They look all right because, of course, they have a beautiful father, and the mother also is considered to be beautiful. Not my type, but whatever. She was also very malnourished at times, the Spice Girl. And now she looks okay, I suppose. But yeah, you can create somewhat good-looking children. You can see that they all have pretty much his eyes, which makes them look a lot better. If they didn't have those eyes, they pretty much look below average. Really, the eyes save them, which are for the most part genetic. Of course, the way the skull forms is still going to impact your eye form. But as long as you have good genes, you're most likely going to turn out at least average. Although with high testosterone during puberty when growing up, and a lot of fat-soluble vitamins and minerals as children, they would have been probably models, basically. And some of them really don't look that bad, kind of above average, but all of them look nothing close to how David Beckham looks like. But yeah, we already heard what he feeds his children, so it makes a lot of sense. Even though the family is very rich, they could just order wild-caught fish all the time, feed the children liver or liver smoothies. No, you just feed them cucumbers with bread. It's just the cheapest food there is. Just sludge made out of ground up seeds. Costs like 50p at Tesco in it, and you fucking buy that, even though you could go to the fisher, man, and get caviar. No, not caviar, just actual fish eggs from them, whatever you want. Always amazes me that all of the millionaires still eat like absolute peasants back in the day. Thanks for watching.